Hello everyone, this is Vicki Verley. Thank you so much for joining me for your monthly Tarotscopes. These monthly mini readings offer a glimpse into what it's really like to have a personal consultation with me. A private reading is much more personal and in-depth. I psychically tune into your energy and get visions and impressions that are specific only to you. If you would like to order a personal reading from me, or check out some of the other products and services that I offer, you can do so by checking out the link below. And now, without further ado, on to the reading. Scorpio. Hi Scorpio. Welcome to your February free tarot reading, animal totem outlook for the month of February 2015. Okay, let's get right into it and start shuffling up for Scorpio. As I said, I don't want to talk too much about interpretation until we really get everything laid out. And then we'll start talking about it. Let's see here. Oh. Okay, one more rogue. And then we will talk about it. Let's see. Scorpio February. I've got two here. Okay. Well, this top row, we've got this Wheel of Fortune upright. So it's like things, fate and destiny. Fate and destiny being activated. Wheel also talks about divine timing. Things are not always going to happen in our time, when we want them to happen. You got to I always think of Wheel of Fortune as like a combination lock. And you turn it and things got to like click into place. But boy, when they do click into place, magic can just happen, right? So fate, it's synchronicity. Wheel of Fortune is all about synchronicity. It's all about, unexpected, things just falling into place out of the blue. Wheel is also kind of like on the, like biorhythms even. When the wheel is down, things are kind of down, and then it goes back up, and then wheel, life is full of cycles, right? We go up and we go down. So wheel is up in the very beginning. I like that. That sounds like a winner. Some of the cards around it, right next to it, I've got this King of Pentacles here. King of Pentacles is a person who's an earth sign, Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo, or the money person. Because they hold that pentacle, they hold that money in their hand, right? So in reverse. So this is somebody that you may be having some difficulty with. Or if somebody was supposed to give you some money or, finance your project, or maybe your boss give you a raise, or a client is due in payment, they may be a little bit late. But, I'm not even going to focus that much on this because the rest of the reading is very, very positive. It says something's going to come back to you that's been missing or taken away. Sometimes when these kind of cards show up with wheel and stuff, sometimes this is just like, well, maybe you did a job for somebody and they never paid you. Or you got, ripped off in some way. Well, it says that the universe sometimes will give it back. And it doesn't always come back from the person who withheld the payment. Or the person who, cut you short or whatever. It's not always going to come from that way. But the universe could bring it back to you in other ways. In new and exciting ways that you haven't even thought about. So, and Wheel of Fortune can be a windfall too. Like money just showing up from somewhere. Fortuna, the Wheel of Fortune and, winning money. It's all, the TV show, but it's there's more to it than that. It goes back to like gambling, casinos, and things like that. So yeah. You coming out a winner regardless, whether it's gambling or whatever, it doesn't have to be. You coming out a winner, despite, people who do stuff like that, who withhold, don't pay for their services rendered or whatever the case may be here, or, borrow money from you and never pay you back. It could be something like that too. Hierophant. So what's coming up for you with this Wheel of Fortune? Hierophant is a bigger thing than an individual. It's the group, it's the collective, it's the, often it's the church or the school or the government. It's this big group of people that are there, that you belong to. Often it's like pillars of society, or it's something more conventional. But that doesn't mean that you're necessarily conventional, but whoever you're dealing with, or whatever this turn of fate or turn of fortune, is with something that's, like maybe a big company, maybe a big organization. It doesn't necessarily mean that you would be in that, though. I mean, you could be. Maybe you are a doctor or involved in the government, or things like that. That could be. But for some of you, it may just be that maybe you get a grant from the government to go do your thing. It doesn't necessarily that means that like you're conventional, you're conforming. It's conformity. It's just, so it could be like that. Like you're involved in something real straight-laced and conformity, and that's cool. And it's good for whatever it is. It's a good thing. It's nothing to be like, oh, that's not me. I don't want that. You want this. You want You want to be involved with this thing because it's gonna Wheel of Fortune's gonna help you. Note that Wheel is lined up with Three of Cups and Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is probably you. It's the water sign person, whatever. Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. Normally, in a real reading, in a one-on-one, it would be a woman. But in these general readings, these general forecasts, it's whoever. It's a female. And it's probably you. I mean, it's funny I keep saying it's a female. Sometimes when I keep saying the wrong thing, it can be the right thing. But it's probably you, really. And Wheel, Three of Cups, and this. Wheel, Three of Cups, and these guys. So Three of Cups is about getting out there and socializing. Accept all social invitations. It could also be something that's coming up like a holiday. And let's see, February, well, Valentine's Day, right? We got in February. That's the big one. I didn't know that we were going to go into this. I'm not prepared. I don't have February thing with a bunch of holidays in it. But, what comes to my mind is the Valentine's Day thing. Or it could be a wedding. Well, there's lots of weddings on Valentine's Day, too. A lot of people do get married on that time. But definitely attend. Go. Get with the people. Get where the people are toasting and celebrating and having happy times. Because Wheel of Fortune is right there. You're meant to go. And Wheel of Fortune can be these fortunate connections of other people that you can make. And it does seem like it. Because on the either side of this Three of Cups, you've got people upright. Well, this could be you or it could be another water sign person. And then we've got Knight and King of Swords. So these are in upright position and people that you want to be around and deal with. Now, normally, a lot of times, too, the Knight and the King shows somebody progressing over time, aging. Like this is them when they were younger and then they're older. When they're both in upright, it's cool because it's like they were cool when they were younger and they're cool when they're older. But notice how this falls out, how the King is there first. So maybe you meet the King and he's like, oh, guess what? I know this guy that's doing just that, and he's looking for somebody just like you, and blah, 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 blah. And, he could be the connection to the other person. Magician is there. So if you do meet somebody at some kind of social event, or maybe that's part of the job, like you've got to attend these social functions as part of the job, it goes with the territory kind of thing. Magician is take action, go for it, go for it, go for it. Take charge of your destiny. Make a move. Do something about it. It points right up at that Hierophant. It's connected to these, I'm saying guys, but these two people here are the same person, whatever the case may be. I feel like in this case, it's two people, older, younger. And he's like, yeah, well, guess what? My son-in-law is just launching a startup, and they're looking for, blah, 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 this and that, and click, click, click. Click, click, click. Everything is clicking into place, right? So when Wheel is up, be aware of synchronicities. Accept invitations. Be a yes, say yes. Say yes to all sorts of things. It looks like whatever this is, there's some delays or something. Or it almost feels like this could be a separate thing altogether here. Because it's talking about Fool in reverse, making the same mistake over again. Doing things that aren't rushing into something maybe in the past that it didn't give you the return back financially that you were hoping for. Not getting paid. I almost feel like I want to go back up to here again. But also note that the Queen of Cups looks away from the whole situation. So if this is you, don't say no because last time I got involved with this banker, he screwed me over and I lost all my savings, or whatever the case may be. Or he never paid me, borrowed money and he never paid me. So I will never, don't say never to anything, okay? Get that out of your, be a yes. I want you to say yes. That's what I want to, that's the big message I want to tell you, Scorpios. Say yes, yes, yes to all sorts of invitation, all sorts of people. Maybe it is some love connections for some of you. And maybe this is a love relationship and you feel really empowered because you meet somebody who's really cool or something like that. Or, yeah, I don't know. It could be that. But don't let resentment over not getting paid some kind of money here, like, hold you back from being empowered, being the magician, making your life magical, making your own life. You're the master of your destiny, you know, with these two cards showing up together. So it's like, you know, just have a positive attitude, say yes, go forward, get out there and mix and mingle. And people, the other people are going to be, just because this guy let you down or this person let you down, doesn't mean that everybody's bad or everybody who's a Hierophant is bad. So everybody who's a banker or everybody who's a doctor or everybody who's a teacher or works for the government, you know, they're not all bad. And this, you know, you got to work within the confines of, you know, the powers that be sometimes. You know, you got to work with the man. And sometimes, right? Okay. All right, Scorp, let's see what your animal card's going to be for the month. And thanks to everybody who's been giving me confirmation on that. I'd love to hear about it. Anyways, this will be the last month. I'm pretty sure that we'll be using these Ted Andrews cards because my cards are really coming along. I'm going to show you a little bit of it coming up. And we'll at least be using the imagery from my cards next month. I'm fairly certain. Okay. Got it. What is it here? Painted turtle. Okay. The card itself from Ted Andrews says, faith and efforts rewarded. I think that kind of goes with the reading, right? Okay, so Painted Turtle is the card. Again, thanks everybody who's been giving me this confirmation about the animal totems, how you guys really have stepped up, and I've gotten lots of comments and some emails and stuff about, and messages about how you've seen these animal totems. It's not only confirmation for me and for you, but it's, you know, for other people too. And also it's for me to go forward with the animal totem deck that I've been working on. So stay tuned for the turtle definition. And I got a few other cool things that I want to tell you about, so don't go away. Be right back. When I think of turtle, the first thing that comes to my mind is the Native Americans who called North America here Turtle Island. So it's the island, it's the nature, it's getting in touch with Mother Earth and Gaia. And secondly, we all remember the story of the tortoise and the hare, whose message was slow and steady wins the race. Move along at your own pace, because being in a rush can lead to mistakes and missteps. Do not allow others to rush you. By biding your time and moving forward at a regular pace towards your goal is going to lead to your biggest success. Okay, before we go, I want to again just thank everybody for all your comments about how you've been getting confirmation on these animal totems. And I'm going to show you some of my, where I'm at with the progress. And I think it's kind of cool. I showed it on the last astrology video about how we go from a sketch to then I take it into Illustrator, and then we go to, which is make nice clean lines and a vector drawing, and then I finish it off in Photoshop and with the final card and add a lot of texture and depth and color. So I'm going to go ahead and just keep showing you guys some. And while I'm showing you the rest of some of these cards that I'm doing, I wanted to ask again, I know I mentioned it in the astrology video, but I know I don't, like some of you don't watch the astrology and not the cards and vice versa. But I'm really looking for an app developer who has some knowledge of some of these mystical things. I really want to do a tarot app, and I'd love to do an app for this new animal totem cards. But even more so, I want to do an astrology app so much because there just isn't an astrology app out there that can do the things that I want to do. I've been mulling this around for a few years. I have detailed things of how I want it to look and operate and function. I just need somebody who knows code who can, you know, go ahead and maybe help me with that part of it. So go ahead, if anybody you guys know anybody, please email me and let me know about that. Back to the animal totems, like a lot of you, again, I know you don't watch the astrology, but I've been having so much confirmation, a lot of it coming from you, so definitely keep commenting and tell me about that. But the other thing on that astrology video, the last one I did for the Aquarius new moon, about 3 minutes and 40 some seconds in, this hawk just crashed into the window while I was doing the reading. You don't see it crash into the window, but you hear it. It's clunk, and I'm like flipping out, and I turned the camera onto the window, and you could see it in the bushes and the trees there, but it flew off. And I want to note that this is not a, yeah, confirmation about the animal deck, yes, but there's more to this. This window also is not like a big picture window outside of a deck. It's set back in a nook. There's a huge forsythia bush in the way. I mean, he was coming to me. It was pretty obvious. And if that window wouldn't have been there, it probably would have landed right on my shoulder, the where I was sitting. And it was a splat. I just see the splat of the, I hear clunk and I hear the splat of this thing. I will, you can watch it, it's at like 3 minutes and 40 something. I don't know if I'll be able to put the thing on there. But I know what it was telling me. Because the hawk said a messenger. It's like, speak. You know, soar to new heights. Be yourself. Speak your truth. Because for a long time, I wrote a book. I wrote another book. And I want to thank everybody, too, who does do my astrology, tarot in the modern world book, you know, and likes it and everything. But I wrote a book of fiction. And the original idea actually came to me in the 90s. And I was mulling it around in my head. I finally started really writing it in 2011. And I published it in 2012, just for copyright purposes mainly. But I haven't come out about it, really. And I've been putting it off, and then I said, well, when the Uranus conjuncts the South Node, I'll definitely come out about it. And that's when that video was, the astrology video. And as I started the video, I was thinking to myself, I'm not going to talk about this book. And then crash, this hawk came out. So it's like, you better. It's like that hawk was telling me, you better talk about it. So I am going to talk about it some more. I mentioned it in the other video, but as I said, I know a lot of you don't watch both. So here it is. It's a work of fiction, and it's called Starseed, A Pleiadian Tale of Love, by V.M. Lariv, which is a pen name. Lariv is an anagram of Verily, so that's how I came up with that. I drew the cover art. It's Athvar. You know, it's meant to be, it's a work of fiction, but it's also meant to be a teaching book, you know, and it's stuff about, you're going to learn, it's about the story of Rory Lang and her awakening, basically. And there's a lot of things in it, like on the line of the Celestine Prophecy, how it's a fiction story, but there's spiritual insights as well. So that's kind of the approach I was trying to take, although it's, other than that, the story's nothing like the, like that. It's a Pleiadian Tale of Love. It's meant to be like a paranormal romance. Like, as I said, I published it mainly just to copyright it because I was sending it out to some people. I mean, it's a good read. It's a short story. It's got some humor. I try to have some humor in it. Rory's a bartender. You know, it's loosely based on some of my experiences, but it's still, you know, I would say 90% fiction. Okay. And then there's different people in there. Some of, like Helga is a composite character of all the great bar broads that I've known in my life. These older women who are just, you know, so the crazy things they've said and done and their strength. And I've just, you know, they definitely came up in the time when it was a man's world, but they made their own way. And I mean, it's meant to be humorous. But it needs a little going over. I imagine it would need an editor, work with an editor, or possibly my arm's getting tired, or a screenwriter, really, maybe even to help me like convert it into a script might be a nice way to go. But the universe is telling me to put out there. The hawk crashing in the window was like, don't you dare chicken out. You put that out there. So I'm doing it. I'm putting it out here. You know, because really, I'm so into working on this animal deck right now. That's what I'm so focused on. But you know, I got to walk the talk. I'm listening to Spirit, and it's telling me to put it out. It's not for everybody. No, you know, it might be too far out there for a lot of people, but it might not be for others. And like a lot of the stuff, I had confirmation. Like watching videos of like Dolores Cannon. I didn't know about Dolores Cannon during the time that I was writing this, and when I watched a lot of her stuff and her information, definitely confirmed a lot of what I was getting, and tried to incorporate in this book. So that was nice confirmation. I'm so sorry to hear of her passing too, because I really thought she was such a cool lady. I wanted to meet her. I wanted to go to her thing in Arkansas, but you know, too late now. But anyways, you know, her work lives on. Okay, so this is it. This is Starseed. And again, thank you for everybody who's been buying and Tarot in the Modern World. And again, if you're watching this video to learn tarot, this is the book. You know, this kind of tells it all. Thanks for commenting and leaving stuff on YouTube and on Amazon, commenting and rating the book. I'm so grateful. Grateful for everybody who has, you know, commenting and donating and ordering readings and sharing and liking my videos. Remember that you are love and beauty incarnate, and I'll speak to you soon.